Between Georgia's Republican governor and Democratic mayor of Atlanta has escalated to a new level now. Just yesterday, Governor Brian Kemp served Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms with a lawsuit after she required that people in Atlanta wear masks. And you know, Sean, it's almost every day now that we're seeing another governor enforce a mask mandate. And obviously, Governor Kemp doing the opposite here. But yesterday, Governor Polis from Colorado was added to that list of people mandating masks. But the interesting part about all this, aside from the health concerns, is that many law enforcement departments are refusing to enforce these new mandates. You know, we saw this recently with Texas and Governor Abbott, and now their sheriffs in Colorado are saying the same thing. El Paso Sheriff's Department in Colorado tweeted this: "These are trying times in many aspects for law enforcement. We cannot afford to take action that further erode the public trust in us." You know, he goes on to talk about how they will educate people on these benefits of wearing a mask, but they will not be expending resources for this type of citation. I think this is an interesting challenge beyond the fact of should they wear or should people wear a mask or not, but during this whole defund the police thing, and we talk about that police need to create public trust in their communities and be out there, they don't want to be, you know, putting banning people and saying, hey, now you owe $250 because you're not wearing a mask. I mean, it makes sense. I feel bad for them because who else is going to enforce this? We're expecting that these law enforcement officers come in and handle this situation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, think about it. They're not going to stop protesters and rioters from breaking into buildings and destroying people's homes, but they're going to arrest them or give them a fine for not wearing a mask. I mean, you can't. But I think the other point that's really interesting that you're making is you can't call for defunding the police and then say, we want the police to do more. I mean, this is exactly the opposite. They're stretched thin as it is. And now you're saying, by the way, I want you to do more. And I want you to enforce this mask policy. I mean, this is these Democrats and these liberals keep trying to have it both ways with the police.
Yeah, they're definitely speaking out of both sides of their mouth there, because this is one of their whole concerns with defunding. They've said police have way too much on their plate, and they're being asked to be a social worker. They're being asked, you know, to be a healthcare worker in all these different scenarios. And now, oh, they're asking to mandate mask. I mean, it's kind of crazy and interesting. And so your heart kind of goes out to these law enforcement officers saying, yeah, we're not going to give resources to, you know, finding someone $250 because they're not wearing a mask. But going back to Governor Kemp for a second, I want to get your take on this. You know, he tweeted out last night this lawsuit that he's putting on Mayor Bottoms. He said, this lawsuit is on behalf of the Atlanta business owners and their hardworking employees who are struggling to survive during these difficult times. You know, we always talk about how things should be handled at the local level, but this is kind of opposite approach here, where he's getting mad at a mayor for doing something on a local level.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, as a conservative and as a Republican, Kemp should appreciate it and say, OK, I'm going to let the mayors do it. That's what President Trump's done at the federal level, right? He said this is a state issue. You guys should figure out what to happen. And as conservatives, most conservatives argue that government is best when it's at the most local level. So Governor Kemp, you know, as much as I appreciate that, you know, what he's doing in his state, he should be allowing each of these mayors to set what's best for the people that they represent. And at the end of the day, I think if the mayor of Atlanta is saying, I want to help keep businesses open by doing this, then that's the smart thing to do. But let these mayors make the decision to help keep businesses open.
Yeah, exactly. We only have a little bit of time left, but Sean, I want to end the show. You got a shout out last night on the Stephen Colbert show. I want to show our viewers, if we can throw it up for them real quick, about a recent tweet you had.
A few people have tweeted out some criticism of the name change. Most people have really liked it, but there are a couple people out there. Sean Spicer said the Dixie Chicks are dropping Dixie from their name and now will just be called the Chicks, but some women might find that offensive, so I propose they just go by the and
Sean, I think they liked it. They were laughing, you know?
No, they were laughing. It was, I mean, you know, it was funny. That was a couple of weeks ago. I forgot that I had sent that tweet, and then I get an alert this morning that Colbert talked about it with the Chicks. So
I remember you tweeting it and people talking about it because it was funny. It was kind of an interesting conversation, and I think it's nice that they could laugh at it as well, and you know, the change that they've made there.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll take it. Coming up next week on Spicer & Company, we have Representative Steve Scalise, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, Dick Morris, Dave Rubin, Jenna Ellis, and so many more.
It's going to be a great week. You won't want to miss it. That's our show. Greg Kelly Reports is up next.
All right. Well, thanks for being part of our company. We hope to see you on Monday. I hope you have a great and safe weekend.